Yeah, I just brushed my hair, but it's not the way I want it. I wanted it to whoop. Look at that. My glasses are straight. That's right. There, now they're straight, right? But I'm looking at an angle, and I've got the right angle. Because if you don't have the right angle, the piece of the puzzle won't fit. Therefore, upcoming to Monday, it's now Friday. There's 4 hours and 30 minutes, and there's 4 hours and 36 minutes until you are done of your day. Edie, of course, this is only for you. I have nothing prepared except for trying to understand Passover. If it's past and it's over, then where are we actually going on Monday? Can we call it another name? Or is this honoring a time in history for something that is past and that is over? Basically our lives. We started our life. We know where it's going to at the end. We're going to be a blank. Anyways, good afternoon. It's 12:45. I couldn't stop thinking all night last night. All night. Rows and two. Rows and two. Well, the word rows, R, okay, because I'm starting to get so many different numbers now. Actually, they're all the same numbers, but in different scenarios. But rows, R-O, forget about the S, and put in the E, and we have row, which would be fish eggs. R is 18, okay, O is 15, we have 33, create and command. 33 was the death date or the death year of the angel they call Jeshua. Some call him Jesus, or because the death one day will be, oh God, Jesus. But it'll only be gone from this earth. We're not, you see, our memories and what we think is only of this earth, but we're not really, it's hard to explain. We have an angel implant called the spirit. It's the same thing as if you tell me you're connected to the internet through Bell, if you're connected with Hydro, if you're connecting to anything at all. It's just a connection. You see, once we put our minds to sleep at night, it's the same thing as death. The angel has left our body, except our minds are left to dream. But when the day comes right, our dream will no longer be a dream, and when we leave for the night of dreams, we'll be leaving with the spirit angel up to the heavens. Therefore, the thinking part of us that's in the mind, and the mind is basically made up of jelly and water, which is more like celestial being of the angels. Okay, that's where we're going to go. It's pretty weird, but for the past couple of days, I just can't stop thinking of rows and two. Two would be timeout. T would be the 20th letter, which would be what would happen to man, because man lives from 1 to 9. Why does man live from 1 to 9? Because 1 is the spirit connect, 9 is the birth. That's what happens. Therefore, at 20, okay, 20, which is the 20th letter, which is T, and O in the word 2 is time out, which means that's it. Our life is, as human beings, are over. We don't know where we're going next. T and O, the O is the 15th letter, the T is the 20th letter, so T and O would make 33. Command and connect. You see, that's why Jesus had to leave at 33. It's not only that. I'm going to check on the calculator here, but I believe if you divide, here I'm going to go to the calculator here, so 8 divided by 24 equals 33333. So that's the part of us, okay, that leaves, is the 333, because the 666 is here right now. And like I said, we're awake for 16 hours, and the reason why we're awake for 16 hours is because the spirit is 1 and man is 6. Everything is precise. We have all the answers. We have to ask the right questions, okay? Just like if you listen to the music, you listen to whatever, rock and roll, well, that's pretty simple. That was the creation of the universes. When the rocks moved, they rocked, they rolled, they crushed, they became pebbles and stones, and they went bam bam. Pebbles and bam bam. The flint stones. Because when the rocks crashed, when they knock together, they make like flint and fire. And the fire that came up from the ground was man. And the heat was the energy. Therefore we have the Flintstones. The jet, sans, jet, J-E is juz, I, the T is the connection, okay, of 20, because the T is the 20th letter, and after 19, when man's life is over, it's 20. Because in roulette, the 2 is black, which is the beta, and the 0 is green, which means the universe. That would be the jet, and the sun would be son of November. September, October, November. But the season ends in December, okay, and that's the autumn, when you become autumn. Sun, September, October, November, December. Son of D. D is the diamond, because we are all sons of the diamond, the primary father of everything. You don't have to believe anything I say. You can wish that it's different, but it isn't. That's the way it is. Why? I just keep thinking about it all the time. That and Atlantis. You see, we were brought to the world knowing that Noah, okay, built a boat, and he had to stay above the waters. But in the new evolution of time, we're going to have to go beneath the waters. It's going to be Atlantis. God's going to just sneeze or blow, and he's going to twirl a hole right through the ocean floor. And we're going to walk, and we're going to walk, and we're going to walk, all the way until the bottom, where he's going to build glass houses. And that's where we're going to live. Some of us are going to be able to dive into the water and swim like fish and breathe like fish. Others, who are not honest, will dive into the water, but will never come back. They'll end up back on earth. They'll get blown right back onto the earth. You see, deceit cannot live in the world of God. It just doesn't fit. You see, deceit starts with the letter D. That's for day of man. So deceit does not fit with the day of man. Anyways, the two, the it, the was, the can be, all these words are actually words of guidance. They're telling us a story. But all we think of is, what if? IF, birth of the I, of the F man, which is the 6th letter and the 9th letter. 9 and 6 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 6 is man. Everything always reverts back to something and always tells a story. Now, what does this story tell us? I don't know. Where can I take this? Not very far if I don't get enough believers, because I can't exactly explain it so everybody's going to understand, except they'll understand what I say, but it's just my words. And how good are my words? W-O-R-D-S. W-25. O-15 is 40, so therefore we got the walk of Moses. R-18 is 58, which is angel, spirit, and heaven, 58. D is 4 is 62, which is Torah. And S is 9, which is 81. 8 is heaven, 1 is spirit. Before we used to have it as 18R, now we got 81. Heaven of spirit. The connection of the matrix, the system in which we're connected to be able to get to the 10% of cream that we use to get to 100% of the story through the angel spirit in the matrix. 10% of cream, 1% of milk, 1% the spirit, 2% the beta which is the creator that creates everything, the darker side of God. That's why it's the 2 number on the roulette wheel. Where was I going with this? Wow, I lost my spot. Anyways, it is what it is. All the numbers, they all mean something in letters, and all the letters mean something when they create words and sentences. And people listen to it and they raise their hand and they go, I got the answer, but you know what? No one actually has the answer. God gave us the ability to study the universe. And that's what we do. But they're missing the initial fact that it was created by somebody else. Fish that end up with eyes on each side of their head, how come they just don't have one in the front and one in the back? That's all they have to see, but they swim in the sea. But it's an ocean. Ocean. O-C-N. 15, C3, 18, E5, 23, A1, 24, N14, 38. 3 and 8, 11. Thus the letter K, or the Jack card, the King and Jack, or Jack King, because the King is jacking us up, but he's putting us down before he takes us away. You see, I've been thinking of Rose and two, and I think we are going to be the ones who rise. We're going to go into a rose inside the ocean, and God's going to lift the ocean and take us up to the heavens. Although it'll be ice crystals all around us, we'll be warm inside, and knowing that God has a good warm heart for all man, there's absolutely no worry. Although it is scary. We go to watch the scary movies. We have fun there, but when it's not understood, it's really scary. But that's okay. Because when we go to the scary movies, we don't understand. We know we're going to see something scary, and we get scared. How can we get scared when we already know it? So now I'm telling you what to know. Just know it. It just is. In due time, God will lift us up from this earth. I believe it. All I keep thinking is Rose and two, and the Atlantis, and Moses, and the Walk of Moses. These are all codes. I know this might be boring. This is a little different. It's just in my head. I mean, they have jazz music. They have disco, all codes. Everything's codes. We have to sit down together and learn it. The flying of the eagle, the 50 years, the 50 of Aquarius, the eagle compared to the fleur-de-lis, they're actually the same. What does 200 mean? What happens when you get to 2000? 2000 is alpha, living in this world of omega, O. It also is the transformation of the ace spirit, in which one spirit from the alpha, from the outside of the world, to the one ace spirit at the inside of the world, to the one ace spirit on the outside of the world. Well, if you look at the ace in blackjack, it's 1 or 11. And if you look at the ace in the bataille, a casino game of war, we look at it as 14. 14, 11, and 1 is 26, which is beta God. 26 is also the number of letters in the word God and dog. So where am I taking this? Right into the mouth of the smoke. My cigarette. I can burn the cigarette, but I got no money to burn. Can you figure that out? We're burning the cigarette, we're sucking it in, but when we burn our money, we're putting it out. Money, honey, funny. You don't need it connects. What's the truth of the money? It's the honey. It's the honey inside the honeycomb and the Magen David that God left to us to show us that there's a truth to the honeybee who picks and who pokes. Anyways, if we use the O letter instead of the A letter, or Canada, AAA, banana, AAA, or whatever three letters that repeat, it all has to do with the code. Anyways, is my hair a little bit better? I don't like when it's nice. Einstein didn't have his hair nice. And the other night I just kept thinking, I went to bed and all night long, like I didn't sleep last night, all night long, and 2 nights ago, all I kept thinking was Einstein 5 and 9. Einstein 5 and 9. Well, 5 and 9 is 14, and everybody knows 14 or 41, they're both blackjack. They're all talking about the angel and man. 5 and 9. Anything that adds up to 41, anything that adds up to 14. Or if you look at 42 or 5 or 96, it also reverts back to 14 of 5 and 9. Because 96 is the percentage sign on the 5. And the 5 count, F-I-B-E-N-I-N-E, they're both 42. 42 and 42 is 84. 84 months is 7 years. The number of God, or the number of the connection of man, 1 and 6, is 7. Therefore, everything's a code. I don't hope I bore you too much, Edie, this morning. This is so you can take this with you for the weekend. It's Passover on Monday. I've got to be inspecting my car. I got to go to a shop. They call this shop the work shop. So we go there to do something what they call the work, whatever that may be. But that's okay. I just clean my floor in the kitchen, vacuum my carpets. I give a scratch pad to my cats so they can scratch. And they got scratch back fever, cat back fever. The reason for the cat, communication, angel transmission, to keep in touch with the good Lord. Anyways, I'm coming up to the 15-minute mark, and that's all they allow me to do. They don't want too much of that, what they call, what is that word? What is the word they use for bad videos?